Hey guys, Bellish55 here, with a slightly unusual video, I know. First off guys, I may sound a bit ragey, angry, or in other words emotional, in this video, simply because of the title as it says, the topic of bullying. Now, before I get into this, there aren't any Camera Cops episodes lined up for this week or next. Just because of personal shit that's going on. But I just wanted to clear that out of the way. Now, I've been... I know in many of my Camera Cops videos, you guys see me as kind of the, like, boring, chilled out, laid back, Billish55 that I usually am. Because, to be honest, that's the kind of guy I am in public. But when I'm with my friends, I'm kind of like, I get really into topics, like controversial topics, like the matters of racism, politics, and all that bullshit. And yeah, politics is bullshit. But bullying is one that is really close to my heart. And the reason I'm actually posting this is because I've actually had enough of seeing all these fucking links, pictures, videos of bullying, and actually one topic that you may know guys, which really sparked this off for me, was the topic about Amanda Todd. She was a 15-year-old Canadian teenager who moved countlessly to different schools and even some different towns because she made a mistake when she was messaging people who she thought she could trust. It pushed her to the edge that she committed suicide. And the reason I'm so close with this topic in particular is because I've lost quite a few friends. They've died, but 3 in particular committed suicide. And they were all older than me. They were all people I looked up to, and they are people that for the first 5 minutes of every day, I don't realise that they aren't on this planet anymore. I don't realise that they're not alive anymore, because for the first 5 minutes I believe that they're still alive. And they were all role models to me. But bullying as a topic, where do I start? I mean, okay, I'll start with me actually. I've been subject to bullying, guys, plain and simple, and to be honest, I'm not exactly ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed to I'm not scared to hide it from you guys. I've been bullied, and I would say my primary school years were a lot worse than my secondary school years. Simply because in my primary school years, I was actually physically beaten and everything. In my secondary school, it kind of lightened off, which is kind of why I'm a bit more laid back than I used to be, I guess. But throughout most of my life, I've actually seen firsthand the effects that bullying can have on people, guys. And people who do actually bully, I'm not going to go into a rage with you and call you mindless fucking cunts and gonna spit and piss on your grave when you're dead and I hope your children commit suicide because they're bullied. I'm not going to say any of that, although to be honest it's crossed my mind a couple of times. Fact is, guys, you don't really realise the effect you have on people, do you? You don't. And you guys may be from a different background. You guys may have own personal issues of yourself, or you guys may just want to fit in with some others. And, you know, it may all be sticks and stones to you. But actually, call it sticks and stones when you find out you're responsible for the murder of the 15-year-old who hung herself because she couldn't take much more of the abuse that she was getting. And this was going all over Facebook and YouTube and everything like that. I mean, bullying doesn't have a limit. And nor does the pain that comes with it for other people. And it actually, I mean, many others have posted response videos to this saying they were shocked how cruel some people can be. I think I'll be one of the rare few that actually say I'm not surprised I'm not surprised or I'm not shocked at how cruel people can be. And actually, to be honest, this is turning into the society we live in. It's a shit one, at best. But people just don't think about it. It's kind of been one of those topics that's been shoved into a dark corner. And then it's only until too late that we actually say, right, we have to do something about this. After what? After how many lives have been taken? After how many parents have been actually, like, have had their children taken away from them? In my personal opinion, and I'm sure in many others, bullying shouldn't go so far that people commit suicide about it, or even think about committing suicide about it. And Amanda had a life ahead of her. These bullies didn't take that into account. Amanda had loving parents. The bullies didn't think about how that would affect her parents now that their child has taken her life. These bullies didn't think about the effects it would have on Amanda's few friends that she had. And they didn't think about actually how bad they made it could all turn back on them. These bullies followed Amanda on Facebook, YouTube, making her life a living hell for her wherever she went. But the one thing is, no matter how big of a situation you make it, like, they committed an action of bullying. This action was huge. Following her on Facebook, YouTube, making her whole school life a living hell. What they didn't count on was the reaction, which was even fucking greater, guys. And actually, I hope that if these people are still alive, that they're actually rotting away in jail for a good amount of time. And to be honest, I'm not gonna say like I hope they've learnt their lesson or any bullshit like that. I don't even fucking know them. Frankly, I wouldn't want to. But I have 3 people who I call my friends. Just 3. Because what many people don't realise is it's your school life and your first couple of years that really make it for you. It's not about who comes and who goes, it's about who stays. And you've probably heard that quite a lot of times, guys. 2 of my friends self-harm. One of them grew a thicker skin. So did I. Now, if I'm gonna be posting this response video on YouTube, I kinda need to be completely honest with you guys about it. My way of coping with the bullying at primary school. I didn't really have a mother figure. My mum had actually passed away when I was 2.5, and I started self-harming at 5 years old, and this kept on going for a good 2 years, and then I stopped. But because I actually didn't have that mother figure around, it was I mean, some of you may be able to relate if you've had a family member, like a parent, pass away in your childhood. But I mean, I kind of have to credit my dad here, guys. It's because he actually rose me tough love kind of deal. It's the point where actually you don't have someone to tell you it's okay, to give you like a hug that only your mum can give you guys. I never had that. Or, well, I never had that I could acknowledge or remember it. So you kind of are raised with this kind of more mental attitude of not getting so attached to things. But you guys are probably going to say now, well, I don't get too attached to things. Actually, I choose what to get attached to and what not to get attached to. And bullying at first, in primary school, it was so attached to me, as in, it was a backpack that I could not get off. I could not get it off the back of me. And when it eased up at secondary school, it was kind of, the backpack was loosening and stuff, and now I barely feel it. Because what people don't realise is that they always have someone watching them, and they misunderestimate the kindness of others. There's so many people I could thank right now. Just over 25 people I could thank. But I don't want to take up the whole video thanking them and for what I'm thanking them for. But they know who they are. And so do my 3 friends. The fact is, guys, life gets better along the way. But there are just people that are real assholes in this world that are determined to keep one person stuck in their place to the point where they don't think it's getting better. And Amanda was one of those people, because these harsh little fuck-arounds decided that they would actually test how bad their bullying skills could get. And you know what, guys? If you're one of the people watching this that actually bullied Amanda, I just want to say this right now. You're going to find someone else to put the blame on, because you were all in a group. No, it was her fault, she punched Amanda. No, it was his fault, he told me to. All this bullshit, what you don't really understand is that no matter what skill, what background, what talent you have, everyone has the power, if they really push it and push that person, they have the power to take someone's life. You don't have to be some professional assassin, you don't have to be Chuck Norris, Bruce Lee or Jackie Chan to actually realise that actually a few what may be simple words to you are kind of like stones being thrown right into that person's face. That may be a brick wall built up against them right in front of them, stopping them from where they want to go. And me personally, if I saw one of my friends being bullied, I would not hesitate if it got to a point where they were actually shouting at my friend, I would not hesitate for 2 seconds to actually just walk up to the fucker and lay them out. I mean, luckily I've never had to do that, because either I don't actually, my friends have said stop for some reason, no idea why, or the fact that actually the bully has stopped before it's gotten that bad. But I will never ever let my friends like think that suicide is a way out, is an option for them. I mean, they've never thought about it. Well, they haven't thought about it as much, and they've been really strong about it. But actually, you always get that curiosity to actually know what it's like to commit suicide. Everyone does, even I have at stages. But it's really, how badly are you going to push that person? And there are many others like Amanda who may be on the brink of committing suicide, guys. There are many others who we've already lost because it's been too late to act. And I would not hesitate for a minute to actually step in front of life-threatening danger for my friends. And I know you may be thinking, oh, now he's just trying to be a hothead hero. It's the truth, guys. You only know me because of YouTube. I can give a fuck about that, guys. No offense. I like you all because you watch my videos and you like them and you subscribe to me and all that. That's nice. But actually, guys, I think this is probably a video where I'm opening up a little to you. And to be honest, this is just one of the topics that bugs my mind every night before I go to bed. And to be honest, you really should think a lot more on it than you actually do, because you all have your own perception of how bad bullying can get. But that's where the real problem lies. It's your own perception. So to one person, it could be like water off a duck's back. To the other, it could be hanging a rope in their bedroom to their bedroom ceiling and hanging themselves from it. Is that really fair? That you think of your own perception and not others? Because bullying as a whole is usually committed by young people. And when we're at that stage, until we're into starting adulthood, we kind of have this own self-centered obsession, not purposefully, but subconsciously. We care about our self-image way too much than we should. We care about how we're thought about, and how we're thought about others. And my dad was bullied because he had big lips. He got called rubber lips and all that. He literally, people tried hitting him in his lips to make them swell up bigger. And if there's anything I can say, guys, no matter how you feel at the time, there will always be one person watching you and making sure that you're okay and trying to support you. If there's no, if it's not your friends, you can be damn sure it's your family. If it's not your family, you can be damn sure it's your conscience. To be honest, guys, you are never really alone. I don't feel alone. Like, I don't feel sad because I lost my mother early. I feel glad that actually the memories I have of her and the stories that I have of her told by Dad, I'm glad I have the photos of her. That's kind of what keeps me going, because although I never knew her, I wouldn't know what she would do. But in that same instance, I would ask myself, what would my mum do? Based on the stories, on the photos, and on the memories. I mean, just there, it's kind of interesting how you can find hope in the most unlikely of places. And I don't really want to get on my high horse about it, because although it's not something I particularly enjoy talking about, like my mother being dead, it's also something I'm incredibly proud of. Not like as a boasting kind of way, but as something that can actually have that feeling of just knowing that someone's there. Because we all have those times where like, shit, what's the point? No one even listens to me kind of stuff. But you'd be amazed how many people actually listen, how many people there are out there that are like you. They may not, they may not be the exact same. They may not have the exact same issue that you're having with bullying, whatever the topic of bullying is, if it's where you come from, how you speak, if you have braces or glasses or whatever. People can relate, because bullying is kind of, the topics and the different things you can get bullied for are so different but so similar. It's different in that it's you, but it's similar in that the people who are bullying you, they are all alike. There's nothing separates a bully from a bully. This bully could be tall, short, stocky, lanky. Doesn't really matter. They're bullying you. And I guess I'm kind of lucky in that I am very thick-skinned about stuff, simply thanks to my friends and family. My mother was incredibly thick-skinned, and I mean, Dad keeps telling me stuff about that. I mean, it may not all be true about my mum, but actually, even if it isn't, it's not that bothers me. It's the fact that actually I can imagine that in my head, and I can actually think of what she might have been like. Now, I'm not saying that I'm glad that I am making up these, like, false images in my head of what my mum was like, but at the same time, I don't really have a reason to disbelieve my dad when he's telling me all these things. And if you are being bullied, guys, I guess message me on YouTube if it's really that bad and you want to talk to me about it. I'll happily go in a Skype or MSN conversation with you and talk about it. Because it's not only my experience that I've had, the experiences I've witnessed firsthand, and all three of my friends have been bullied. My dad has been bullied. My mum has been bullied. Both my elder brothers have been bullied. One of my elder brothers was a bully, but he actually saw that what he was doing was wrong. So I'm not proud of him for being a bully in the first place. I'm proud of him for stopping being a bully, because a lot of bullies are really insecure about themselves, but you just have to find that key and turn it to really actually turn the tables. But to be honest, once I'd turned that key, I wouldn't really do much with it. If they kept bullying me back, I'd bully them back. What goes around comes around, and I'm not saying what I would be doing is right, but I'm saying that actually I wouldn't really give a fuck if it was right, because actually I'm just defending my corner, and I'd just be defending my friend's corner. Because actually, if you don't like being bullied, that gives you no right to be a bully. Think about it, guys, because you could have bullied someone in your past without even knowing it. I probably have. Although I'm glad to say I've never purposefully or intentionally bullied someone. Because, like, the relationship I have between me and my friends, it can be, oh, you're alright, dickhead, yeah, fuck off, cocksucker. It's just that. It's just words to us. I mean, it is literally just that, and you get that kind of bond between the very few of you that is so close that actually you don't want anything else because you're so happy with that bond that you have with your friends. And to be honest, I would give anything to have that, to like improve that bond. But it's gotten so good that I can't really see many ways of trying to improve it. But hell, I'm only 17 years old as I'm creating this. I know there's going to be plenty of opportunities to improve that friendship bond when I'm older. And you guys may say, well, school friends don't last forever. You're wrong. Plain and simple. Because actually, what I consider a friend is completely different to what you, as the viewer of this video, considers a friend. And personally, to me, if I ever saw one of my friends bullying someone else, to be honest, I wouldn't half think about actually clipping them upside the head and saying, "What the fuck are you doing?" Because I don't want to be friends with a bully. Maybe if I get the full story about it and actually say, well, he started it kind of bullshit, then I'd just take a step back. I wouldn't get involved because it's kind of one person's word against the others. But I'm kind of just starting to ramble, guys, because I know so many people are so insecure about their self-image, their weight, or the colour of their skin. They're being picked on for the colour of their skin. They're being picked on because they have a lot of spots. They're being picked on because they have a more lively personality than everyone else. Because people in society just judge you by how you act. It's like, you're loud, so you're stupid, you're immature. You're quiet because you're antisocial. You see where I'm coming from, guys? To be honest, there's no better friend than one who is lively. Not in my opinion. No better friend. But the funny thing is that this friend, she is incredibly quiet as well when she's not with me or with her close friends. She is so quiet. And that's the thing, you kind of judge people without knowing their full story. That's the mistake you're making. And you may think it's just a harmless comment. To them it means everything. And actually trying to think on about it, what kind of life does someone have by just following a girl that made a mistake, following them on Facebook, making their life a living hell? Fact is, guys, reality isn't hell. Hell is reality. It's how you cope with that hell that makes you the better person. The person that you are. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, it was Amanda's fault. She chose the choice to take her own life. Okay. Put yourself in her shoes. Then comment. If I'd been moved to 6+ schools just because of bullying, moved to another town, never had solid friends that I do to actually support me along the way, I would probably lose it as well. But I've got enough on my plate to worry about, and so does everyone else, so it doesn't matter. They can go in their own corner, doesn't matter. They can do what they like. It's their own action, their own fault, right? It's not your fault, it's not my fault. It's not my fault that I have my own problems, is it? You'd be surprised how the smallest bit of kindness towards someone can change their life, their whole view on life. And I've seen it happen. Literally, I saw this one girl in my primary school. She was in absolute tears in the hall. She had bunked off a lesson, just in absolute tears in the hall. And I was going to deliver some books back to 3G, one of my classrooms. And literally, I noticed her walk. She noticed me walking past, and I noticed her crying. I walked into 3G, gave the books, and as I was walking back out the hall, I just literally turned back and said, "Hey, keep your head up," and walked out. Like, she didn't say anything. It was just one of those look at me moments where you're kind of in that moment. But it really had an effect on her life, because she had turned out, she was scared that nobody would ever like her. That was her problem, because she had developed some really good friendships with some people, and then found out the harsh way that she was just being used as another puppet. And yeah, it's just simple words like that that can push someone to keep striving for more. Now, I don't mean to take this video up all about me and using examples about me. I would say though that I have a strong power of determination and a strong willpower for certain things. Not for everything, but for many things, and helping my friends where I can is one of those things. I remember one time where she was in absolute hysterics over the phone. Like, she was sobbing, she was trying to say something, but she wouldn't. I literally could not make her out over the phone. So I thought, right, enough's enough. I ran to her house, and she lives about a mile away from me. I was fucking bolting it, and I got there in 6 minutes. So that's not bad on a fitness kind of thing. But the difference it made, you'd be amazed, guys. If it's just actually helping them with some simple goals that they want to start up, or actually saying, no, this is wrong. You're not saying, no, this is wrong because you think it's wrong for yourself. You should say, no, it's wrong because it's wrong for them. And for me, there is no like best friends forever bullshit, or best friends, close friends crap. It's just friends for me, as it is with my dad, as it is with them. And obviously our friends mean a lot to us, but those three have stuck with me when times have been harsh for me. And to be honest, I'm always going to stick for them when times are harsh for them, because although you think, oh, this is getting way too soppy, you're never going to be with them for your whole life, you're probably right, but you're also probably wrong. And I'll let you find out the meaning for that. But in my opinion, and I don't know any other way to put this as harshly as I may put it here, guys, and I don't want to be offensive, but Amanda was weak, because you never know how strong you are until being strong is the only option. And I'm not saying Amanda was weak just because of what came out. She was so strong in so many ways as well. Incredibly strong, stronger than me. But she was weak in that she couldn't see a life ahead of her, a life of change, a life that she could actually prosper to. Because these guys, these people who bullied her never saw when enough was enough. And I guarantee you, if you put one of those bullies in Amanda's spot, they wouldn't even last 2 school moves. I know I wouldn't, having to constantly change. But to be honest, my heart goes out to Amanda, to her family and to her friends. Because, not to sound like an arrogant little dick again, guys, I've seen it firsthand, the loss that it can cause to friends. 3 of my friends are gone because they got bullied. They committed suicide. And you guys should really think on your actions before you do something like that. That could actually, a harmless little comment, because to them it means a lot. So yeah, I don't think I'll continue with this video too much longer, guys, because it's a very controversial topic. But I mean, if you have any issues or concerns or whatever, or if you've been bullied, I'm not a professional psych or anything, but come talk to me. There are a lot more people that you can talk to than you think, guys. There are people stronger than you, and there are also people that are weaker than you. There are going to be people that depend on you, even when you don't think that you could be depended on, because you are dependent on someone. But nevertheless, guys, as the saying goes, head up, stay strong, have a smile and move on, guys. Spillish55 with probably one of the slightly different videos I've posted in a while. Take care out there, guys.